I figured out my audio. You can hear me, right, Dan?
I can hear you good.
Okay.
But I could hear you last time too, and nobody else could. So I guess that's what we need to make sure.
All right, I'm going right now. I'm checking out. We're gonna see if I can hear this through this, and there wasn't a way for me to do a private quick test stream. Okay, hold on.
Hopefully.
Hey! I hear sound! It's
All
working.
right, let's do this then.
It's working. Okay. Oh my gosh. The struggle's real. If this is as hard as life has to get, then man, you have one splendid, awesome, great life, don't you? I mean, this is a first world challenge.
That's right. That's right, exactly.
All right. So for those of us that with this first attempt, because I am going to go back through and I'll delete, I'll archive take 2 from Facebook recordings just because it was such a glorious blunder. We'll have it for some deleted reel for some other time, but I'll go and delete these things. I'd love to restart and have a quick explanation of a little bit of the unboxing I'm going to do has to do with you and the book that's coming out. The book that you had put a ton of time and effort into. We'll talk a little bit about that, but why don't you introduce and kind of explain why I have a box from Pixel Dan sent to me, and what does it have to do with the book?
Absolutely, I would love to tell this story that I've never told before. No, I'm super happy to tell this story because this is such a fun story. So, as we've talked about in the past at the panel at PowerCon or anywhere that I've had an opportunity to say so, so many fans stepped forward to help with the making of this Masters of the Universe toy book, and Joe was one of those people. And I absolutely could not have done this with people like Joe. Because the way this worked is, in order to make sure that we had every single toy from all of the main Masters of the Universe toy lines dating all the way up through classics, we had to rely on the fans who have collections of this stuff, because I don't have everything myself. I just don't. I have a lot of stuff, but I don't have everything. And I wanted the book to have all original photography. Sis and I traveled all over the place visiting fans. Joe was one of those fans who were nice enough to allow us into their homes and photograph a lot of their toys so that we can have beautiful photos for this guidebook that we're putting together. And what ended up happening is, you do that at the very beginning. That was how this whole process started. We went through, I took all these photos, I had a checklist, all this stuff. We made sure that we went through this entire checklist as best we could. Yeah, all the photos. We get to the part of the book where we have to start doing the editing, the layouts, putting everything together. And that's where we start to do this. If we're missing a photo here and there, if we're missing a certain accessory, a certain figure, maybe the quality of some of the first pictures we took weren't as good as the quality photos towards the end of our shooting, so we made the decision to reshoot a bunch of stuff. So that's where Joe really kind of stepped up for me, because he was one of the guys that I was really going to and saying, Joe, I have a list of these random figures, random accessories, whatever. Do you have those, and can you mail those to me so that I can photograph them? And this literally went on for the past 3 years. I mean, Joe and I have been mailing toys back and forth to each other over the course of the last 3 years, because as we get deeper and deeper into the editing and the proofing of the book, there's always one more thing that we need to get a new shot of. So, Joe, I didn't use a phone. We did Facebook message. Joe, do you have this little tiny gun that goes on the bottom of the blaster hawk? Can you send it to me? Stuff like that. And then Joe would mail me a package, and I would take the photos, and months later, I would finally return toys to Joe. That's kind of the way it worked for the last 3 years. So, Joe,
it's okay. It's okay. And this was one of those pieces that, again, it's kind of obscure. And I know for those that caught take 1, you've heard this already once, but this is pretty obscure. And I don't have a lot of the 2000X series loose. I just don't. And lo and behold, I happen to have this guy loose, but it had we noticed something towards the end of editing and towards some of the proofing of the book. We noticed something that wasn't quite right with my toy, so it was kind of my mistake that I really felt stupid and bad about that.
No, you don't have any reason to feel stupid. Yeah, we caught it, exactly. So that's Megabyte Panther, and he's definitely one of those like over-designed, ugly-looking figures that came out at the end of the 2000X toy line. But that's part of the problem is that like much of that stuff at the end of the toy line either didn't get bought because it was weird-looking or didn't get bought because it was hard to find, and that's how these things become obscure. Battle Cat and Panther both have gotten crazy valuable over the years. So I had to find people who had both of those. And you had Panther. And I believe I borrowed Battle Cat from my friend Brian Rooney. So shout out to Brian because he mailed me the Battle Cat. And that kind of plays into this because, I took the photos of both of those and I sent yours back to you. And then we were like well into the proofing stages of the book at this point, right? Like it had gone through several passes of proofing by myself and Val and all the people that we like.
Keep talking,
basically.
Dan. Keep talking. I'm not trying to interrupt you. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Okay, you got it. So we had several people who like helped us with the proofing because you need a lot of eyes, stuff like this, just to kind of look everything, and we want to make sure everything's as correct as possible. This one went through several rounds of proofing to where we were almost ready to turn this book in when somebody, I don't remember if it was Val or Joe or a combination of both of them, noticed that all the photos of Mech's jaw was like stuck like halfway open. It wasn't opened up all the way, that big mechanical jaw in the front of Panther. And so like we were comparing it to Battle Cat, like looking at the Mechabyte Battle Cat pictures. Like Val, I remember was going, look at the way the Battle Cat has the full open mouth. Shouldn't the Panther be the same way? I'm gonna message Joe and ask him. So like I remember like we had to get a hold of Joe and like ask you, does the thing open all the way on the Panther? Because it was stuck exactly the way Joe's showing you in all of our photos.
Just didn't work
so
quite
you
the
had
same.
to mess with it. Yeah, you had to mess with it to find out if it opened all the way, right?
Yeah, it has like a lot of toys do. There's like a little safety. You pushed it too far, you're gonna break it. So if you hold the bottom, I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like a little spring click. That's all it is. Saw a mistake, and then of course, as Dan explained, we had to reshoot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I photographed it incorrectly and didn't realize it. I mean, I didn't have a lot of experience with that specific figure because I had never actually played with one out of the box until I got yours, to photograph. So it's just one of those things where it seriously passed through several people before somebody was finally like, that doesn't look right. So it was one of those things where, very rapidly we had to go, Joe, can you please send that back again? Because now I need to reshoot every photo of that's already in the book because, for every figure, I did a 3/4 pose, which is like the main shot. But then there's a front, a back, and both sides of the figure, plus any action feature shots. So every photo we took of that Panther was wrong. It was just incorrect because that thing was stuck. So I had to completely reshoot it as fast as I could. Like it was one of those things where Joe got it in the mail the very next day. It showed up. I unboxed it, threw it straight on my Motu studio, got all the new shots, got them over to Val so that Val could get them cleaned up and ready to put into the book because we were like on a serious crunch.
Yeah,
done. So this is just one of those hilarious things where we all we had to step it up and we had to come together and do some serious teamwork to make sure that we fixed this one mistake that we found, at the very tail end of the proofing stages.
Yeah, it's to me again. I think it's part of. I think it adds to the story, the book. I mean, the book isn't a story per se, but the story of making the book is a pretty darn cool, interesting, exciting story in and of itself. All the different people you met, all the different places you got to travel, the different community, the community as a whole came together with a simple, hey, we need some help. I remember that post. Somebody tagged me and a whole bunch of other people in it, and that was like what it was 3+ years ago, and it just... Yes. It was great, and it's a testament to the Masters of the Universe fan base and the dedication that a lot of them have to just pure fandom.
Absolutely. That is just one of the things I keep saying about this, and I will always sing the praises of, is just the way that the community came together to help us with this project. Because, this was something that, like, I wanted to see done. I wanted there to be a really nice reference book. I've always wanted it myself. And, that's why I kind of threw my name out there. Like, I started poking around saying that this is something that I wanted to write because I wanted to see it happen. But the way that the community was able to come together to help us complete this project is just, and like you mentioned, like the traveling around and like all the different fans that I got to meet and interact with is one of those things that I'm always going to look back on and really remember fondly about this entire process, because those were some of the most fun days that I've ever had, just visiting all these fans, letting like them welcome me into their home to see their collection, show me, some rare things sometimes, and just getting to see the way people display their toys and what they focus their collections on and why those collections matter to them. And just, having geek out sessions, where we can just be passionate together about this thing that we love, this property that we love, all of that. And that's so priceless to me. That's just one of those amazing things that made this overall experience so special to me.
It's and for me, having just a little part, the work that you and Val did in this over the course of 3 years, again, just getting a glimpse of it, and just having a little contribution to it means the world to me in the fan, in being tied to this book and helping. And it's I kind of would imagine it's similar to, it's in the same vein as you, but like here, and what you did is like here, like it's like not even, what I'm thinking, like, but I have the taste of it, and I think it's just honorable. It's an honor, as it is. It's an honor to have been able to help with this. So enough with the gushing. Well, enough of that. So it's awesome. I love it.
I want to gush, though. I want to gush about everybody that helped, because like seriously, I couldn't have done this without guys like you or Justice or Brock or Brent or, any Peter over at Electrified Porcupine, who helped me with a bunch of photography, and Adam over at the Battle Ram blog, who helped me with a lot of prepping and a lot of like great factoids and everything. There's just so many people, and I hate that I don't want to like leave anybody out, but there's a considerable thank you section in the book of everybody who contributed to this. And I think what's so important about this for people to realize, like, this is a book that is like, this is straight up a book that was made by the fans for the fans.
Yes.
We all came together to do special that we all enjoy, and we were lucky to get Mattel to sign off on this and get this published by Dark Horse. But this is very much a fan produced book, and I think that I'm always going to be very proud of.
And you should. This is like you've said it in some of these interviews that you've done in the past with this, and you should be very proud of it. And it's spectacular. It's something that you can always hang your hat on. And again, seriously, good job. Amazing job. I've been privy to see some of this, man. And it's every fan that I know is going to flip out over the book. And
I hope so, man. I want nothing more than people to love and enjoy this book. You have no idea. Like, we're at that point now where, like, it's done, it's turned in, it's being printed right now by Dark Horse. It's going to shipping early next year. So now I'm at that point where I'm like, oh my God, I hope people like it. I'm like, I am nervous. I am so nervous. You have no idea. Well, but
I'll make sure to post a link here in the Take Two. I'll make sure to post this in there. Because there's the PowerCon exclusive is the link I'm going to actually share, because it has a separate whole nother book compendium, the character guide, that is only available through the PowerCon link that I'll put in here. I'll put it both in the YouTube link as well as the Facebook post. But that's an exclusive that for those book collectors that want to have this, I mean, it's Dark Horse. It's high end. This is like top notch quality books. If you want to have your complete book collection, you got to get this. Otherwise, if you don't, you are going to be missing that one little book. And it's limited. Very limited.
Yes. So that bonus book that comes with that combo pack is like additional information that was included in the previous character and world guide that came out a few years ago from Dark Horse. So if you've already got that, because now it includes even more stuff. Just to give you like an idea, like I did some of the thing for this book too, and all the stuff that I wrote about were the characters and locations and items that were introduced to the world of Masters of the Universe that came out of the various video games and board games.
Oh,
so like that's how deep we dove for this guide. You know, people like Danielle did so much work on that book. So I don't know if that book is going to get another printing. It's supposed to be exclusive. It's very limited run. It's only available in that combo pack. So I would highly recommend picking up that combo pack if you're able to.
Yep, I'll make sure to put the link in here. And if you, again, really quick, if you can, I got a couple of little things to share.
Sure, man. Yeah, of course.
This is probably, the name speaks for itself, Big Bad Toy Store. Got a box, and I was just stoked about it, so I'll show you what I got.
All right,
we'll start with the small item first. This one here, really basic. It's a lanyard, but it's a Skeletor lanyard. You put your card in there, and it's got a really nice little key fob thing back here. Basic, but I'll be wearing this at some future con whenever we get to do those again.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Soon.
I hope.
I miss them. I miss them.
Oh, I do. I miss it too. I miss seeing all the friends and everything like that. But it's coming. These two bad boys. This was a little bit of a sore subject with me with Funko. I get it. It's business. It's the way it is. But I got burned. I followed the rules. I did what their customer service said, and it still didn't come through. So, regardless, I pulled up my big boy pantses. I sucked it up because it just doesn't do any good to be bitter about it. And I paid a few extra dollars, but I went to Big Bad Toy Store. This is where I got them from. They're in beautiful condition. Don't have to worry about having crap sent from who knows what buyer. This was awesome. I love these things.
Yeah, I didn't get those two yet because those were convention exclusive. So now that I know that Big Bad's got them, I guess I'm going to have to go grab those because those are the only one I'm missing at the moment.
Yeah, you can't. It's like you can't not have them. It's part of that OCD. Like I have all the other ones.
I know, it's weird. Like, because I don't really collect the pops at all anymore. You know, I totally just like, well, I can't do that. There's just too much, and I already collect too much stuff. But like, man, the He-Man ones, I can't help it. Obviously, right? I mean, like, look around. Just like your room, like it's just all He-Man in here. So what?
You got to. I mean, it's the whole shelf. They keep coming out. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of excited about the rumors that they were done. They weren't gonna put any more out because I could just be done with that, you know, and move on to something else. But nope.
Right.
Then they put out soda cans. They put out Chase soda cans. They got keychain. I'm just like, oh, it got worse, not better.
I know.
So, but I'm after.
See, I haven't even bought all those. I've got one of the soda cans. I got the Disco Skeletor.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a sucker for anything Disco Skeletor. But like, man, some of that stuff I just really have to like. Except one of these days I'm gonna be like, I should do another book about all this other He-Man stuff, and then I'm gonna be trying to track down all these Funko Soda Pop toys.
Well, you can just plan a week and come over here again, and we'll do another one.
There we go.
Because this is another thing that was kind of embarrassing for supposedly, you know, me being He-Man guy and collecting everything, all Motu merchandise. I didn't realize that the T-shirts that came out also had glow-in-the-dark figures in them. That kind of blew my mind, and I really kind of want to see these things out of the box, but my OCD is kind of, you know.
Oh, man.
So I got those. Huge thank you to Brock Snyder, too. Mentioned him earlier. He found those down south of us, a little south of where I'm at. They didn't come up close enough to us. And the last thing I want to share, just real quick, is I know you've already seen these. I know you've already done some reviews, but I got them. I'm ecstatic. Wave 4. Wave 4 of the Mega Constructs. Yes! There it is! Fisto!
I love them, man. I love them.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to open these. I've been wanting just to do the live, just to say, hey, look what I got. Because then I got one set to keep mint on card and one set that I can open up. And I I got all of them, all the Mega Constructs loose, all on display, and I'm waiting to get the Battle Ram. It looks like it's out, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I think it just started showing up. I need to get a hold of that one still too. I have the Talon, Fire Point Dread, and the Roton, and I love them. I think they're so cool.
Have you seen the skulls locally yet? Have you been able to get any of the skulls?
I have not seen the skulls yet, so I don't have any of those yet. But I need to find those too.
Those are gonna like
It's too much stuff.
Well, I think especially for you, I think there's a disco, right? It's a disco motif version, or is it a black?
There is.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there is because he's got the orange face and yeah.
So
crazy.
Well, that's all I had, man. I do appreciate you sticking on to do a take two. I know you're busy. It's Sunday and it's family time and whatnot. So I do really appreciate you coming on and having some fun.
Did you check the comments? Is everybody able to hear us okay and everything this time?
Yes. Yeah, it looks like it's okay. I haven't been reading all the comments. Let's see here. Richard Hayes. I haven't even read this yet. Let's see. Joe, would you mind thanking Dan for me on behalf of all the fans for bringing this book together? I'm so pleased for him. I know how much it means to him. He deserves all the praise he'll get. Oh, look at that.
That's amazing, dude. No, thank you so much. I just want people to enjoy it. I really do, and I hope everybody does.
That's good, and it's true.
If there's any other questions or anything, I can answer some questions if you want to do that. If we'll have. Totally up to you. This is your stream. I don't want to hijack it.
No. Looks like I might be maxing out my video here. It looks like we got right to the end, and it's starting to freeze up a little bit from what it's saying. So, maybe it's just an omen. It's a good day. We had a lot of fun. We did 2 takes. We got to the end, and maybe we can do it again in the near future. There's
absolutely, man, absolutely.
I'm
sure there's plenty of stories we could probably tell. So, we could always do this again.
Oh yeah. There is one item that I have coming. It may be a couple months before it gets here, but once it does, I think that would be great because it's pretty darn rare, and I think you'll love it when you see it. Yeah. It's up there, and I don't. And again, rare gets thrown around a lot. I've only seen less than a handful, truly less than 5 ever anywhere of this particular thing. So I'm stoked.
I'm curious now, so definitely hit me up.
All right, man. We'll give you a shout, Dan. Thank you so much for joining us. And rest of you guys, thank you all for tuning in. I apologize for the tech glitches, but that's part of what we do with the live stuff. That's why I like to go live. It shows transparency. It shows that we're human. We're not perfect. This isn't a scheduled world of everything is chup and caught in place. It's life. It happens, and that's why I enjoy doing these live things. So again, thank you all for tuning in. If you can, like, subscribe, hit the bell, follow, message me, do the same with Dan. And we'll catch you guys all very soon. Take it easy.
All right, bye, guys.